Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakate Awa, Brakate Awa Shai, Brakate Hawa, Brakate Awa Shai, Brakate Hawa, Brakate Awa Shai, the Wada, Abba Babal, called Kadash. I like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth. Line of a prophecy of the Bible, I believe through the Spirit is 100% of the truth. You have other groups out here that know the Israelites that teach this gospel, but a lot of these other groups, they go off on a lot of the prophecies and a lot of the precepts, a lot of the breakdowns. So you have to be mindful of who you listen to in these times. Even though I'm not a member of GMS, I do look at them as my leaders, and for direction through the Holy Spirit, man. The lesson today is going to be society ills or something of that nature. But the things that's going on in this world today that grossly affect our people. And we talk about our people, we talk about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That consists of the 12 tribes of Israel. And not to mention the speckled bird that's scattered throughout that look like the other nations. One of the things that we have to deal with is promiscuous. I'm gonna give some words and some definitions and kind of give some breakdowns of how it kind of relate to some of the things that we're dealing with. And promiscuous is, and a definition of that is having or characterized by many transient sexual relationship. Demonstrating or implying an indiscriminating or unselective approach in discriminating or casual. And a lot of the the problems that we have in our nation, especially here in the West in Babylon the Great, is that many of the women of Israel are very promiscuous. And what kind of inspired me to do this lesson too, because I was watching TV show and you can see all these issues that Jake is going through the commercials, man. And they always have a pill for everything. They don't tell you to change your behavior or your lifestyle, or stop eating so much, or you stop eating these bad foods, or they'll stop condoning in same-sex relationships. But yet they say go ahead and do what you do because you have the right to do whatever you want to do in this land. But we can give a pill, and that's going to it's not going to fix the problem, but it's going to help you with the problem. So they're not trying to fix the ills, man. And that goes to show you, man, this place is totally fucked up. No, it doesn't really care about the people because everything is all about the money. And main thing, what it really breaks down is to destroying you Israelites, you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So a lot of our women are very promiscuous. They have many sexual partners. Many of our women today, they refuse to get married, or they're not going to get married. And a lot of them not marriage material because they carry themselves as a harlot, man. They don't have any self-respect for themselves. They let their bodies and their bodies and their mouth, their attitudes, make them not selectable for marriage. And all that is propagated by the devil that rules over. Mainly you Jakes, man, you so-called nigger women, the black women of our nation. But they push it on all the other tribes as well, but mainly who's mostly affected by it is the black women, the so-called nigger women. Propaganda. Let's look at propaganda, one of the things that grossly affect our people. Information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. So a lot of propaganda is used against our people. You look at the news, so-called mainstream media news, man. Fox News or MSNBC or any of these news channel affiliates. They all pretty much connected the same. They all playing on you, on the intellect of our people. And so they use a lot of propaganda. They use a lot of propaganda through the movies, through the music. They push this negative image of our people, and they use that to show the world, our iniquity. They display it throughout the world, and then they put it in our face, and try to tell our people, this is how you're supposed to be. This is your so-called culture, which our culture is, these laws, statutes, commandments. Man, this Bible is written for us. It's not written for these other nations. That is our culture. This Bible and these laws, statutes, commandments tell you how you're supposed to eat, the food you're supposed to eat, how you're supposed to be in a relationship with your wife, how your wife's supposed to be in a relationship with her husband, how you're supposed to do towards your kids, your family, the whole breakdown, man. How you're supposed to work the land, how you're supposed to take care of the family. Everything that our culture is written in this book, man. But yet, being in our captivity, we have a culture that's given to us, man. And it's propaganda is used to push that culture on us. The so-called nigger culture. That's where you get the nigger woman, the so-called, these jakes out here with the pants sagging and, shooting up the block, these dilapidated, dysfunctional communities. All that shit come from the nigger culture, man. That's pushed on our people through propaganda. And they constantly keep that shit over and over and over. They throw it at you, back to back, repetitive on the TV shows, the movies, the music, constantly pushing that. And now you see the end results, man. I was talking with my son's mother the other day, and she was telling me, she's a school teacher, and how the kids now, 11 years old already, getting in inappropriate relationships, man, that early on. It just tells you how far this nation has become, a nation of our people, being under the captivity of these devils, man. That's why the Lord is going to have to come back, and this is going to be that generation that's going to be fit for the purge, man. But I have a few more definitions. I don't want to go too far without hitting some precepts, man. Let me hit my first precept real quick. And my first precept is going to come out of the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up their head. Who are our enemies? Mainly Esau, Edom. That's the number one enemy. It goes all the way back to Jacob and Esau, fighting together, fighting each other in Rebekah's womb, And then Esau made a vow, after the father passed, he was going to destroy Jacob. And that vow is still going on today. And really, if you break it down, this goes all the way back to Cain and Abel, if you can receive it. Cain being really the manifestation of Esau back then. When he slew his brother Cain, the Lord put a mark on him, and that mark was leprosy. But then after Noah, and then when the tribes came back up, he was, that's where you get Esau, Esau that we know of today. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, they that hate thee, and it's nothing but hate, man. It's no love, nothing but hate. They have nothing but hate before you jakes, man. Have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. What's that crafty counsel against our people? These so-called, where they have these think tank committees, WHO. That's those crafty councils that they have, man. They do a lot of things behind the dark and closed rooms, man, trying to decide the fate of you people. You talk about you people, talk about you so-called black, Hispanics, Native Americans. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And what have they done when they brought us over here? They beat the name of Israel out of us, man. They beat our heritage out of us, and they gave us a new heritage. They gave us a new language. They gave us new names. You know, all these things was to beat the heritage out of us, and therefore they can go in there. Those 1948ers can go in there and masquerade being us. You know, and that's one thing they're known for, is for identity theft. Man, Esau is he's very skilled in stealing another nation's identity. They've done it before in the past when they took over the land of Greece. You know, they ran the tribes up out of there, and therefore they took over the Greek culture, and then he went into Egypt and took over those culture. Anywhere where this man has gone, he has tried to hide his identity by taking over the names and the cultures of all these other nations. So let me get back to my definitions. I just want to hit some precepts. The last one I finished off was propaganda, because they use that as a tool. That's part of their tools, a part of their Esau Edom sword, man, against these other nations. You know, his propaganda. He has a very strong propaganda machine that he uses at his expense, man. It's constantly running 24/7, man, his propaganda machine. Even Putin told, what's the dude that he did an interview with, he said, there's no other stronger propaganda machine what they have was over here in the West, man. It all starts from Washington, D.C., the CIA, FBI, with Hollywood. They have a very strong propaganda machine, which, when you break it down, is really nothing but an enchantment, man. It's like putting spells on the people. They use that through the music, through the TV shows, through the commercials, all those things, man. You saw it during the Super Bowl, man. All those rituals that they do is part of their enchantments that works hand in hand with their propaganda machine. Next definition is going to be influencers. Now, who are influencers of our society? Mainly Jake's society, man. They got these degenerate ass influencers. You have your Beyonce's, which she says openly, no, she's a witch. You know, she takes on these other entities, these other spiritual entities on the left-hand side to form her rituals that she do over her people, over the people that follow her. Jay-Z, you know, these basketball stars, LeBron James, Steph Curry, all of them, man, all of them that made it in this society, man, they all consider influencers, and they all took a left-hand oath on the left-hand side, man, to be in league with the devil, man, to work to mislead the people, so therefore they can maintain their riches on this side, their rewards on this side. So these influencers, man, they are confederate with the devil, man. And one thing you learn about in this society, man, which is supposed to be a capitalistic society, man, people will sell anything, man. They would give up anything just to have some riches in this society, man. So influencers, the definition is a person or thing that influences another. He was a champion of the arts and a huge influencer of taste. So they have these influencers, they come out here, you know, they talk a lot of Jakes to go in and taking a jab because they have a stronger voice, they have a stronger audience. So when their word goes out, people take their word for face value, man. Actually, our people got to the point that they worship and idolize a lot of these influencers, man. Michael Jordan, Barack Hussein Obama, you know, these people, man, they worship these motherfuckers, man, and they nothing but degenerates, man. And you idolize somebody that puts their pants on just like you do, and the Lord is going to show you at the end that they ain't shit. You know, the Lord is going to destroy them. Slack it. Still dealing with the colds and shit. Shalaki, man. Personal thing that influenced another. He was a champion of the arts and a huge influencer of taste. Marketing, a person with the ability to influence potential buyers of a product or service by promoting or recommending the items of social media influencers can add serious credibility to your brand. So a lot of these guys, that were top athletes, top performers, comedians, actors, they use them as influencers to be your leaders, to guide you to the slaughter, really to guide you more further in iniquity and from your purpose, man. They try to use these influencers as a stumbling block to separate you from your power, man. And your power being Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. We are a spiritual people. We're not a carnal people, man. That goes all the way back to Esau, Edom. Jacob and Esau. Jacob being spiritual in nature and Esau being carnal. He's carnal-minded, and they try to keep us on that carnal-minded mindset, which separates us from our spiritual power, man. As long as we dwell in all type of vanity and love of self and love of the riches of this world, man, we lose our strength. We lose our ability to connect to our higher power, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Next definition is going to be the word enchantments. The state of being under a spell, magic, a world of mystery and enchantments. So a lot of the propaganda, the media, these influencers, they put enchantments over the people. And because they fall under their master Esau, Edom, man. And they use these influencers to put these enchantments on our people to sow discord between the people and Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Next one is going to be conspire. The definition of conspire. Of events or circumstances seem to be working together to bring about a particular result, typically to someone's detriment. Everything conspires to exasperate the situation. Everything conspires to exasperate the situation. And one of the things you hear now when you speak truth or things that goes against mainstream media, that goes, that speaks out, things that's really happening, they call it conspiracy theory. But really, conspiracy is two or more people get together to conspire against, So when you speak out against anything, they say you conspiracy theorists. But really, most of the times now, that's why they're trying to shut down social media, because a lot of truth is coming out, man. And so they labeling these people as conspiracy theorists. The men of the Lord are labeled as conspiracy theorists because we call these things out. We call out these that they pumping drugs into the neighborhood, and they invented crack rock to destroy you, Jakes, man. And they say you conspiracy theorists, that they conspire together, that they conspire to destroy you as a people. When you talking about the C-hip, the jab, the C-19 thing, a lot of those people who spoke out against it, they were considered conspiracy theorists. And that's a label that they put on you to isolate you. And therefore, when it comes down to the end, they're going to start going after you people. One thing they try to do is get rid of the social media thing, where the truthers are going to be coming out. And that's their way of trying to curtail these so-called conspiracy theorists. Really, like I said, they're truth tellers, man. They speaking the truth. Men of the Lord who prophesy the things that's going on, they considered conspiracy theorists. The MOTP, and you got some Israelites telling you, taking that the C-hip, putting that implantable microchip device in your hand and your forehead. They call you conspiracy theorists, but any man has wisdom and knowledge, the spiritual lenses, they can see that this thing is talking about the mark of the beast that's spoken of in the Bible. Sabotage. The definition of sabotage is the act of deliberately destroying, damaging, or obstructing something, usually used for political or military advantage. In relationships, it means the sabotager shoots themselves in the foot, causing the loss of the desired outcome. So a lot of times, and he always sabotaged you Jakes, man. He sabotaged, when we had our own communities, when you had Black Wall Street, we had Rosewood and all these other thriving communities. What did the devil do? He came in there and sabotaged those communities. How he sabotaged them? He came up with the claim of some white woman being um, SA, sexually assaulted. Back then, they would say she was great. And therefore, that would give them the reason to go in there and destroy those cities and drive you Jakes from off those lands and steal those properties. They sabotage your your ability to be self-sufficient. And so therefore you have now they saying that Jake pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But Jake's been doing that for so long. They sabotage Jake so much that Jake has no that Jake can't go outside of this system. You have to totally rely on this system. And once this man has you under his system, he can control whatever you do. He can set the limit on your ceiling. He can put a ceiling on top of you. And he sabotages our relationship with the Most High Power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh by constantly throwing iniquity into the game, constantly showing our people as degenerates, man. Social construct. A social construct is a concept that exists not in objective reality, but as a result of human interaction. It exists because human agrees that it exists. Psychologists and social scientists study social constructs, reality, in order to better understand how groups of people create social phenomena. And one of the social constructs that they did was hiding who they were and who we were, by saying that we are so-called blacks, which we're not blacks, man. We're different shades of brown. And they're so-called white people. They're not white. They're different shades of pink. Different shades of pink. But everybody else is different shades of brown. There's no such thing as black and white and all this. That's a social construct. One way that you do that, like I say, is to hide their identity or who they are. And hide an identity of who we are. That's a social construct. Another social construct is redlining, forcing Jacks off out of their own territories and forcing them and redlining them into certain communities. Taking away the jobs, pumping in drugs, dope, and all those things. Social constructs. Breaking up the home, taking the man out of the home, and then locking majority of those Jakes up, man. Take the man out of the home, destroy the family, pumping drugs, all type of media, social media devices, enchantments, and then you get the byproduct. What we have today in these dilapidated, rundown, rat-filled, destroyed communities that's ran by women, ran by the women of our nation. Another one is psychological warfare that's used on our people. Psychological warfare involves the planned use of propaganda and other psychological operations to influence the operations, emotions, attitudes, and behavior of opposition groups. So they use a lot of psychological warfare through enchantments, through social media, through the media, to influence our people to keep them in a lower vibrating state, man. Another form like psychological warfare, you see in the movie They Cloned Tyrone. That's a perfect example of that. Perfect example of psychological warfare. So let me go ahead and finish up with these precepts. I finished off Psalms 83 verse 4 and the last one. So we're going to go to Psalms 83 verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. So who are they that consulted together? That's these other nations. You're talking about Esau, Edom, the main one. The Amalekites, which is they're Esau, Edom, but they're the top nation of Esau, Edom. You have the Hamites, so-called Africans, the Chinese, Moab. All these other nations have conspired because they know who we are. They know who our power is, man. And this goes all the way back to early biblical times, man. That they knew that we had power that work for us. So they try to keep us as a whole separated from our power so these nations could rule the way they want to rule, man. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. These other nations know who we are, man. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites, Moab, and the Hagarenes. Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. So all these other nations know who we are. Everybody know who we are, but you so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans. You go by whatever surname they done gave you now. A lot of the Northern Kingdom tribes like to call themselves Latinos or Latinos, after their slave masters, or what's another one they use? Mexicans, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. All these are surnames that they gave you, but that's not who you are, to keep you from knowing who you are. They gave you these different languages, away from your language. Our language is the Hebrew language. That's our native tongue. So whoever your oppressors were, your slave masters were, that's who you pretty much go by. That's the so-called religion that you took over. Like Elder Pastor Gabar was saying earlier today. No, Elder Pastor Tahar was saying, like in the northern tribes that were ruled or enslaved by the conquistadors, they took on the Catholic religion. And so a lot of them are in the Catholic. They follow the Catholic religion, and they speak Spanish, so-called Spanish. And blacks that's been up here, so-called blacks in being up here in North America, they follow after the Methodist and the Baptist religions. That's why you find a lot of our people are Methodist and Baptist, and we speak the English language. Whoever our oppressors or slave masters were, and we still, don't get it twisted, we still oppress and we still enslaved to this day, till the Lord comes back and gathers his people. Psalms chapter 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? Verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So they do a diligent search on our people, man. They have these so-called think tanks where they monitor. They do all type of what's it called? All type of experiments on our people, man. They try these drugs on our people. They try these other things on our people. They try these different type of sciences and different laws that they put on our people to see how our people are going to react, and how it's going to, further destroy our people. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. Let me go back to Psalms chapter 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying of snares privily. They say, who shall see them? And part of them snares, man, like I noticed in 1980, in the late 80s, after they did the crack epidemic, they come in with the theme with the three-strike law, mainly in California, and a lot of other places, man, where they were just locking Jakes up for no, for any little thing, just having a little bit of cocaine, but let the Edomites have the cocaine, because they had powder cocaine, they didn't have to serve no time. But if Jake had a little bit of rock cocaine or whatever, they were getting long stretches of prison sentence, and they knew that the effects of that was going to have these communities where all these Jake men are locked up, and these women are raising these young Jake men that's coming up that don't have fathers that they can reach out to, and therefore you have the second phase of their plan of destroying the neighborhood, and that's why you got this drill music. The Jakes out here killing each other in mass numbers, and that's part of that effect of them laying that snare way back then. Back in the late 80s and 90s. Putting crack in the neighborhood, pushing the guns. creating a hostile environment. They came in with a plan, locking up most of the male jakes. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. They seeing that Ephesians chapter 5 verse 15. We're going to read on down to 17. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So we have to always have our head on the swivel, man, paying attention to what's going on, watching these laws that they're passing, these draconian laws, which they're going to start bringing out. You know, kind of seeing the play, because the Lord is going to open up our eyes that we can see these things that they're trying to do. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So we're in an evil time, man. You know it's evil. Everything right now, man, is up for grabs right now. You know, the devil is turned loose. You know, a lot of our people have sold out. You know, they're in these so-called secret societies, man. A lot of go back to these sororities. They go back to these Masons and these Eastern Stars, man. And I have a lot of family members, you know, that partake in it and have partaken in it, man. And that shit is they do all type of rituals and demonic things, man. That's not according to the ways of the Lord, our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. And a lot of them, they do it because they sold the fuck out, man. Basically what it boils down to. Jake can sell out for anything. And so your own family members will sell you out just to be prosperous in this society, man. In this wicked ass world up under these devils, man. Still you a damn slave, but you'll sell your soul or your family just to have riches in this world, man. You know, and I pray that the Lord don't hold that over me for what my family has done, man. You know, you have probably great grandfathers, and all of them have probably been part of these secret societies, man. And really, what they've done is, many unwillingly may not know, but they sold their souls, over to the devil, man. They made allegiance to the devil, and they took a side. And Jake gonna really take a side when they bring out this MOTB that's going to be unleashed to our people, which is soon to come. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah is. So we have to understand what the will of the Lord is, man. Not sell ourselves short, not sell out to these things in society. Because I've been offered to many times to join these different secret societies, man, and I've turned it down, man. It's not worth it on the side, man. Fuck having this little bit of shit that they're going to give you on the side, man. I look for the kingdom to come. That's who I sow my allegiance to, man. And Lord will, I'm able to endure to the end to receive the reward, man, to receive our inheritance that was promised to us. So don't sell yourself short, man, in these last days of time, man. Because this place has it has an expiration date on it, man. And it's soon to come, Lord will, according to the prophecies, according to what's spoken of in the Bible, that's being revealed in these last days and times, man. This shit's about to be tore down, man. It's like having a house and they put a notice on it, and it's going to have a day that they're going to come push that house over, and that's how it is in this society, man. It's a new kingdom that's going to come in. The whole world is not going to be destroyed, but here in Babylon the Great, this shit the Lord is going to destroy this place, man. He's going to make it as it was in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. This place is going to be the altar for the Lord, man. And all these 2/3 of our people that sold themselves out, that sold themselves short to these societies and for whatever riches and gains and prosperity on this side, they're going to be destroyed right along with the devil, Esau, Edom. Verse 17, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, is. So we have to be wise in these times, very circumspect in these times, man. Don't sell yourself short. Don't get tricked by the devil and thinking that, oh, it's okay if I go ahead and join this sorority, or if I go ahead and join this secret society, and being naive. But we're not supposed to partake in these things. They do all type of wicked ass rituals, man. So we have to be very wise, man. A lot of people being fooled by Beyonce and these entertainers and shit. Be mindful, man. Be very circumspect, man, because the devil is definitely turned loose in these times. Job, I'm going to finish off with the prophet Job, chapter 5, verse 12 and 13. He disappointed He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So whatever this devil is trying to do to maintain his longevity in this society, the Lord is, he put an expiration date on it, man. This shit's going to be, it's going to come to an end. He's not going to succeed in taking the Lord's elect, man, because we've been chosen, have been chosen and picked from the very beginning, man. Before this place was even formed, he already knew who was going to be saved out of it. So with that being said, man, I hope this lesson was edifying. I just want to kind of hit those points, man, because you see how the society is now, man. Majority of our people have really sold out, man. They don't want to see this shit come to an end because a lot of them are so invested into this world, man. This world that's that's rooted in evil, man. And this goes all the way back from the beginning, And our people, 2/3, they're going to have to be destroyed. They've always been going off these the same 2/3 reincarnated, brought back forth again. These same 2/3 niggas during the time of Yahushua when he was here, when he hung on the cross, that turned our Savior over to these devils, man. So the Lord has brought them back for this specific time so he can get his lick back, man. And with that being said, all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua. Pray this lesson was edifying with that. Say shalom.